pretty insane. Xiao's going to release in less than 5 days with the 1.3 update, so we're going to discuss, right, what team is going to be good for Xiao and what teams will be alright for Xiao. So, yeah, let's just get into it. So if you do enjoy it and you want to help me out, we've been kind of kicked out of the algorithm recently. About 2.4% of people who watch the videos are subscribed, so if you really want to help me out, you can always sub, you can feel free to unsub at any time, but we're going to get into it. So we're going to discuss what teams are okay for Xiao, and we're going to discuss what kind of elemental reactions have been good for him, because Xiao is a animo character, which means he can only trigger the swirl reaction. The swirl reaction basically empowers other elemental reactions and increases the damage from other elements, so basically we're going to have to discuss like what will work here. So we're just going to go into party setup, and obviously we don't have Xiao, so we're just going to put Animo Traveler because I don't have any other Animo characters at all. So obviously the Resonance decreases stamina consumption, increases your movement speed, and shortens skill cooldown. So you could choose to go with it for him. I mean, I personally wouldn't. I might go for something like, I don't know, Fervent Flames could be alright for him, but you could also go for Impetuous Winds as well. It depends on what Animo characters you have. If you've got a Jean or something, Jean could work well on him, but obviously we don't have Jeans, so we're going to be free to play friendly over here. So first off with Xiao, when he uses his burst, he loses health, so it would make sense for a team to have a healer. So obviously constant healing would be good on him, so I'm going to say Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi will be very good on him. However, not everyone's going to have Chi-Chi, so you can also, instead of going for something that's like, another character that can also do constant healing when you're on the field, is also Barbara. You could use Barbara to apply constant healing. However, whenever, let's say, Xiao's on the field, he's doing his thing, and the Barbara heal comes in, your character gets imbued with the Hydro element for like half a second. So if you are like under the Cryo debuff, you will just become frozen. So that's something to keep out and watch out for. Chi-Chi would be a better option here, but if you don't have a Chi-Chi, Barbara's fine. Bennett is also another good option here as well, because first off, Pyro, which could, you could go for the Pyro Resonance with Bennett here. However, Bennett doesn't have the biggest AoE, to my knowledge at least. I don't really use Bennett that much. He's level 20, so I don't really have too much knowledge with him, but I don't feel like his circle is that big, because Xiao, obviously, he's quite a fast character. He's highly mobile. He's going to run around a lot. He might, step out the circle. However, you can just walk him back into the circle to just heal a little bit. So, your healers for the team could be Chi-Chi, Barbara, or Bennett. Bennett is great. So, let's say you got your healer sorted out. So I'm just gonna put my Chi-Chi in here.
What's happening?
So we need to get some energy. His energy cost is quite large, so we're going to need to do a lot of elemental reactions to try and get his energy up. So you could use something like, this is like free to play friendly here option.
The threads of your fate lie in my hands.
Fischl will put down her turret, she can put down her Oz turret, and obviously with that, that's constantly applying electric when she's off the field, which means Xiao could obviously inflict swirl off of that, which means you do a bit more. Then there's another non-free-to-play option, which you could do. You could also use Mona.
This is how it must be.
You could use Mona, you could use Ganyu as well. You could taunt them together. And Mona's taunt, if I just deploy this team quickly to show you. So you could put down your thing on Mona, and it constantly outputs water. It doesn't output for too long though, so that's another thing to bear. So while you're Xiao, you could taunt them all together, then dash through them to get energy particles from swirl reactions. If you don't have that, you could also try Ganyu as well. Ganyu can also taunt, but that will only explode. If you don't have Mona or Ganyu, you just use Fischl. Fischl will work perfectly fine here.
The threads of your fate lie in my hands.
So obviously we have the energy recharge now with elemental reactions. We have a healer, so really you could use any other support that you want. Xiao is a character that works a lot alone. Like, you can't just switch him out, because if you switch him out, his burst ends and you have to build it up again. So, ideally, you want another character here, so maybe you could go for a Zhongling with her burst. Her burst might be a bit finicky because her like Pyronado goes around Xiao, but you could use Zhongling to get more energy with Goober, or you could also use Jingqiu. Jingqiu works great as well. Like, he could also like build quite a lot of burst potential. So
Knowledge guide you.
So like when Xiao isn't in his burst, you can always use an energy recharge sword to do that. These swords mean he takes a bit less damage. That's all fine. If you can official bird, you can Chi Q, and then your Xiao can like, you know, he can go in, like burst that, and then use his burst. So yeah. That is one way. You can, obviously, if you want to build, if you want to go the Bennett route, you can obviously go
Can't wait any longer.
Bennett, Zhongling,
I won't hold you back.
get the Fervent Flames resonance. That is another way you can do it. But I'd like to hear what your guys' options are. Like, I'm trying to incorporate different free-to-play options here as well. Like, you could also use a Noelle. You could also use Noelle to maybe get some crystallized reactions, but I don't think Anemo and Geo work too well together, so yeah. I'd like to hear what you guys think, and I'd like, thanks for watching. Again, you can always help me out. We kicked out the algorithm recently, but our channel got nuked because the bigger channels started uploading stuff. So yeah, see you guys in another video, so please, take care.